I'm going to get a bag of chips. I'm starving. Yahoo's Chris Haynes reporting Kawhi Leonard will decline his $21.3 million player option with the Raptors, officially becoming a free agent. This was always expected. The Finals MVP said to be seriously considering staying in Toronto. He can get a 5-year, $190 million contract from the Raptors, 4-year, $140 from anyone else. Leonard averaged 26 points in his first season with Toronto, leading the Raptors to their first championship in franchise history. And we just hope that he hasn't been smothered too much wherever he goes.
Though he's been going to all the touristy things around the around Southern Ontario. So you're going to get a lot of attention if you do that.
Hi, welcome to Sports Center. It's powered by Tim Hortons and chips.
Yes. I don't know why I found that so funny, but you just, it was so abrupt, you just decided you needed a bag of chips.
And you're probably wondering at home, what flavor did he go with?
And?
Salt and vinegar.
Yeah, that's a classic right there.
Yeah.
That's been Chip Talk. Now we move on to the Blue Jays. Dan, Marcus Stroman has been so good as of late, so good on social media, and so good in his chosen profession of starting pitcher for the Jays. He knows about the rumors.
It's impossible not to be aware of it. I mean, I wake up and socials are blasted. There's talk everywhere in the clubhouse. It's kind of around 24/7, so definitely aware of it.
Yeah, he's aware that there are many trade rumors around him, and that's because he's pitching so well. In trouble with a pair on in the second. They were in Boston, were the Jays, on Sunday. Jackie Bradley Jr. to left. Brock Holt gets the green light. What a throw from Lourdes Gurriel Jr. I mean, that is just a strike. 5th outfield assist of the season. Stroman appreciates that. We're jumping to the 4th now. Stroman, beautiful pitch there on Christian Vasquez. Next batter, Bradley Jr. gets a favorable strike 3 call there. Then in the 5th, the Stroman athleticism. Very much like, very Spider-Man-like. Spider-Man, right? Gets up there, gets there in a hurry. Cruising in the 6th, 2 out. Yeah, letting out the screen directed toward the Red Sox dugout. Red Sox analyst Dennis Eckersley wasn't thrilled about it. Yeah, okay. So that's Dennis Eckersley saying that, which I'm sure a lot of you are saying, wait a minute, didn't Dennis Eckersley do that kind of thing all the time? Stroman definitely noticed that, saying hypocrite, right? Because Eckersley would always show up batters whenever he would strike them out. In fact, Stroman finishes off with the ultimate troll job, posting a photo of Roberto Alomar celebrating after hitting that home run off Eckersley in the '92 ALCS. On to the next, says Marcus Stroman, who, as I mentioned, has been stellar in June. I mean, just either trade him or I like the idea of just signing this guy and giving Jays fans someone to see every 5 games, maybe. Kind of a throwback to the Halladay days when the Jays were terrible with Halladay, but at least you could look forward to seeing Halladay pitch every once in a while. Why not sign him? He loves playing in Toronto. He's a very entertaining player. That's just my 2 cents. Dan, that's my 2 cents.
Canada back on the pitch Sunday at the Gold Cup, facing Cuba, a team ranked close to 100 spots lower. So this wasn't a must-win for Canada. It was a can't possibly lose. You want to know how this one went? As one scribe wrote about the match, it, quote, looked more like a training match than a competitive game. Canada, last game before the knockout round. Let's see how this one went. A win by 2 or more clinches Canada's spot in the quarters. 3rd minute, Alphonso Davies, starting at left back, finds Junior Hoylett upfield to 19-year-old Jonathan David. Scores his 3rd of the tournament and 7th in 7 appearances for Canada. So 1-0, and yes, that is Vic Rauter on the call. 20th. Hoylett cross. Goes off a defender, off the post, right to Lucas Cavallini. Taps in and across the line. So yes, things were going very well for Canada. 43rd. Davies to David to Cavallini, 2nd of the half. 3-0 Canada. It's Cavallini's 3rd goal of the tournament. 2 minutes later, Davies picks up Cavallini. A hat trick! Temporarily giving him the tournament lead with 4 goals. 5-0 in the 71st. David to open the scoring for Canada.
6th cap now for Liam.
Scores again! His 4th of the tournament, the 77th. David forces a turnover, takes the feed, and buries a hat trick. 2 hat tricks for Canada in the same game. David now leads the Golden Boot race with 5 goals. Canada wins 7-0, booking a spot in the quarters. Unreal for Canadian soccer as David and Cavallini are now the top 2 goal scorers for this year's tournament. David has 5 goals in the tournament and has 9 goals and 5 assists in 7 total matches with the men's national team.
Women's World Cup round of 16, England, Cameroon, 12th minute. Augustine Ejenge. Watch this. Ejenge appears to spit on the English player while appealing her case. Steph Houghton puts England up by 1 with her first of the tournament. Just before the break, Ellen White, already on 3 goals for the tournament, appears to double the lead. Flag goes up for offside, except that White wasn't actually offside. That's her in the middle. So the call was overturned, and the goal would count. Cameroon players protest. Their manager calling the ruling a sham as he heads toward the tunnel. So moments following the restart, Cameroon appear to score a goal to cut the deficit to 1. VAR team take a look at this one. The back foot of the attacker is offside, so the call on the pitch, no goal. And Anjara Nshute actually had to be consoled by her manager. So after England makes it 3-0, Houghton of England takes a hard tackle. And again, they go to VAR for a possible red card on this one. They decide to go with yellow. England holds on. They'll play Norway in the quarterfinal.
England has now advanced to the quarters in each of the last 4 World Cups and 5 times overall. Germany, they're awaiting the winners of Canada, Sweden. Coming up, the Mets bullpen blew up against the Cubs on Sunday, and there were more fireworks in the clubhouse after the game. We'll explain next.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. They're dysfunctional. Unlike the staff on this show, we get along great.
Hey, Jay.
Oh, hey, Jacob. Jacob is one of our interns.
I heard you guys all went to the Arkells concert last night.
That's right, Jacob. That was a good time.
Funny, I didn't get the invite.
Okay. This is a bit awkward, but it was an event for the longtime staff of this show. You understand, right, Jacob?
No, I don't. And someday, I will ruin you.
While you're an intern on this show?
No, of course not. Of course not. Thanks so much for this opportunity. Thanks, Jay and Dan.
What's that now?
Don't worry about it.
Pitches in the first 3 innings.
You know, here's the thing, Dan. Pete Alonso, as bad as the Mets have been,
And he's had
this is
everything
Pete
working early on.
Alonso's 27th home run of the season. This off the Cubbies. That's a new Mets single-season record for a rookie. That beats Darryl Strawberry, who owned the record for 36 years and said afterward, "Congrats to Pete for breaking my record." Just did for a long time. What he's done in a short period of time is so impressive. I wish Pete and the Mets all the best the rest of the year. Yeah, they're gonna need that from you. Maybe Darryl could come out of retirement. Still one of the most beautiful swings in the history of baseball. Bottom 8, Seth Lugo, sitting at 39 pitches with 2 men on. Hasn't thrown over 40 since April the 19th. Manager Mickey Callaway decides to keep him in instead of bringing in Edwin Diaz to face Javi Baez, and Javi Baez, at pitch number 41, sends the home run out to right. So Callaway The gamble did not pay off. Cubs steal one for the Mets. There's Diaz in the bullpen. Well, after the game, Mickey Callaway walked past Mets reporters and took exception to a comment made by one of them, said, "Don't be a smartass," and continued with more expletives toward the reporter, telling him to get out of the clubhouse. Mets pitcher Jason Vargas then got into a shouting match with the reporter saying, "I'll knock you the expletive out, bro." He had to be held back by teammates. One of them was Noah Syndergaard. This is the front page of this morning's New York Daily News. Mickey Mouth Club. Yes, the Mets are a bit of a disaster, and later the team released a statement saying the Mets sincerely regret the incident that took place with one of our beat writers following today's game in the clubhouse. We do not condone this type of behavior from any employee. The organization has reached out and apologized to this reporter, and will have further discussions internally with all involved parties. Emotional game at Busch Stadium Sunday. Angels and Cardinals. Could very well be the final time Albert Pujols plays in St. Louis. Played his first 11 seasons with the Cardinals, and they absolutely loved him there before he left for Anaheim. Standing O as he heads to the plate in the first inning. He homered in Saturday's game. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Grounds out to short. That ends the frame. We're going to jump to the 7th inning after this one. Pujols is 1 for 3. Gets another standing ovation. He's like, "All right, guys, seriously. Guys, I mean, I get it. No, it's a base hit to left." All right, that'll make the fans happy. That's probably it for the ovations for Pujols. 9th inning. He's back. Oh, okay, they're up again. They're up again. They will not stop. They just love this guy. They're smothering him. He's not going to sign there. He's probably going to retire soon. It's not a big deal. Sends one to the right side of the infield for the out. Afterward, he shows a little hug. Yadier is like, "Can I hug you?" He's like, "All right, jeez. Okay, so surely that's enough. I'll just take off now." "Curtain call, fine, okay, hey, yeah, good. Yes, I'm Albert Pujols. I was amazing playing for you guys, and then I left for more money. Bye," and we win. That's what he was thinking.
I love
Here we are.
that.
Just a reminder, our walkover clock sponsored by O'Toole Estates Chardonnay. Beautiful, buttery Chardonnay for all your afternoon, summer drinking needs. Ladies and gentlemen, the Golden Knights and restricted free agent William Karlsson are closing in on an 8-year extension that'll carry an average salary of just under $6 million a season, 5.9. Karlsson scored 24 goals and 32 assists last season, had a 43-goal campaign 2 years ago. You may remember that first season with the Golden Knights. He's a Swede, and he has been, you may not know this, one of the league's most durable players since the start of 2015-2016. He has played in 326 of 328 possible games during that span. I don't think people take that into account all the time. He's actually playing all the time. You're getting your money's worth out of that guy.
8 more years in Vegas. It's my dream.
A lot of players making a lot of money.
Yeah, he's the 6th highest paid.
Mark Stone, Marc-Andre Fleury, Pacioretty, Stastny, and even Nate Schmidt all making more than Karlsson is. And you know who's going to sort through that whole Vegas salary cap situation?
Oh.
The guys on free agent frenzy.
I love the trumpets.
It's very, very regal. Duthie comes in with his crown and his robe. And it all begins at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then Duthie takes a solid 7 months off. Well, it was a rough Saturday afternoon for the Toronto Argonauts. They lost to Hamilton 64-14. That's the most ever points allowed by the Argos. And for the Tabbies, it tied a franchise record for the largest margin of victory. Yes, 50-point victory. But it was a gorgeous day and an awesome venue. And guess who was there to see it? Yeah, the whole crew. Me, cameraman Glenn, there's Hound Dog in front, and here comes Dan from inside the suite. He was getting some pretzels.
We didn't know where to look.
We were kind of looking all over for the camera. And then afterward, we all went to our Kells concert, and Nick Nurse came on stage and played with our buddies, Max and everybody in the Arkells.
That was my favorite moment.
Oh, man, it was just wild. The whole place went bananas. It was the loudest cheer of the night, remember? It was incredible. So thanks again to Argos and Arkells for having us. It was so much fun. We really appreciate it.
You mentioned how nice it was. It was prime temperature. It was
Perfect.
room temperature.
It was
gorgeous.
the summer solstice weekend, as Max said on stage, the best weekend of the year. And now it's all downhill.
Yeah, our summer's in full swing. Our staff, they're starting to take their summer vacations. And first off, producer Tim.
Yeah, and the thing is, Tim left in a bit of an ornery state.
Yeah.
And we thought we wouldn't hear from him at all during his time off. Then we show up to work today, and we realize that Tim has actually been sending us postcards from his vacation. Would you like to see him? We thought it would be fun. It's a new segment we're calling Producer Tim's Postcards. Now, the first one we got says, finally, a vacation away from you jerks. I'm off to explore Canada. Who knows, maybe I won't come back.
Then he sent a follow-up. Seems like the RV I bought didn't come with an engine. Mechanic told me that's an easy fix. I'll be on the road in no time.
Then we get this one this morning. Turns out you're not allowed to hitchhike anymore. If you can mail $500 bail to the Brampton jail, to producer Tim, it would really help. Inmate number 49201. Looks like a nice cell.
It seems like that's a bit extreme for hitchhiking.
Well, those are the rules. Don't hitch, kids. You don't want to end up in jail like producer Tim.
You never see hitchhikers anymore.
You know, you don't, but I will say this about producer Tim. I feel like just time in solitary confinement might be good to...
You know, I hitchhiked...
For a lot of reasons.
I hitchhiked once, this is a true story, on the way to a Watchmen concert, and a man in a van picked me up. I survived.
We'll be back after this. Mike Soroka, Canadian. He's from Calgary, and he has won 8 consecutive decisions. I think he was sharp early on against the Nationals, getting Anthony Rendon, but in the third, Soroka now pitching, and Austin Voth plunks him. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Yeah, Soroka was not happy. Not happy.
Sorry, Birdie. Sorry, Birdie.
Throws down the bat.
Hands, guys.
Won't even look toward the mound. And then at the end of the inning, Voth actually tries to apologize, saying, my bad. Soroka does not even acknowledge him. Trainers had a look at his forearm. They decided to remove Soroka from the game as a precaution. The x-rays did come back negative, so Soroka's day ends after just 2 innings. The Braves do win the game in extra innings, 4-3 the final. Josh Donaldson, another home run.
Tough not to miss 680 AMs, Mike. You know who's the worst team in baseball right now? I'm talking the last week and a bit. The Phillies. They've lost 6 straight in 8 of their last 9. The Phillies that added Bryce Harper and were supposed to be a force. Yeah, those Phillies. Taking on the Marlins. Philadelphia, losers of 6 straight, having previously been swept by the Nats. Top 5, Garrett Cooper.
Pretty well hit. Roman Quinn going back, and it is gone.
Yeah, he goes to Tappy Town.
Way back.
Next up, Brian Anderson.
2 trees out in center field. A high fly ball to deep left field. Bruce going back-to-back home runs. Another 0-2 pitch.
Yep, smattering of boos from the crowd. Philly drops a 7th straight game, and they get swept by one of the worst teams in baseball. Here's our good buddy, manager, Gabe Kapler.
All I can do is talk about us as a group. We win as a team, we lose as a team. We don't single anybody out. It's not how baseball's played. It's not about one person in isolation. It's not about one staff member in isolation. It's not about one player in isolation. We do this as a group, as a unit. When we win, we celebrate the guys who did really good work. When we lose, we go back to work on the guys that need some help. And we don't quit on anybody, ever.
Very nice. Padres Pirates, top 1. Fernando Tatis Jr. at 3rd. Hunter Renfroe pops it up.
On the infield.
Tatis gets aggressive. He tags from 3rd. And poor choice called out. Wait! They reviewed it. The call is overturned. Tatis is, in fact, safe. As he did the fake before beating the throw. In that, Tatis finished 2 for 4, scoring 3 times. This one, he did extras. Tied at 7, top 11. Manuel Margot at the dish. Bases loaded, 2 out.
Margot trying to butt his way aboard.
Perfect squeeze. Go-ahead run from 3rd scores, giving the Padres an 8-7 lead. Home half.
Jose Osuna waiting on deck.
Jacob
Much bigger
Stallings,
power
2
trip than
on,
Stallings
single
is,
to
and he
left,
gets
2
a
runs coming to score.
to left
The
field.
game is tied at 10.
They're gonna wave Cabrera.
And with the bases loaded, W5's Kevin Newman.
Payoff pitch to Newman.
Full count, walks. The Pirates win a strange one in their throwbacks as they take it 11-10.
Wish more people went to Pirates games. That's such a beautiful ballpark. We should have Kevin Newman on in the Coors side seats sometime.
We can arrange that.
You know, his news career, his baseball career.
G-Bone's working on it now.
Yeah. Where's the bone zone this week? Maybe my favorite segment on this show, Dan.
What's that?
It's the segment where viewers send us their letters or just their tweets. It's the mailbag. And Len Smith, he's a viewer. He wants to know, ever consider adding a Jay and Dan mascot to the show? Do you remember at Trade Center this past year, James Duffy introduced the Tradie mascot?
No, everyone wants to forget it.
It was a disaster. It was one of the worst things we've ever seen on TSN. And this is a network that once had a show called Gallagher. Remember that show? So here we go. This is our mascot. It's Maurice the Happy Waffle.
Who doesn't like waffles? Waffles far superior to pancakes.
Yes, and I just love this guy. He's so happy. His shoes are a little dirty.
Yeah.
Not exactly sure what happened there. He's getting into some trouble.
Bill Can writes, if you played in the NHL for a year, which NHL award would you most likely win?
I have a feeling that for me, it would be Most Improved Skater. And I feel like they should do this every year as a legitimate award in the National Hockey League. It's a beautiful, it would go on our mantle, in our wood-lined den. For you, Dan, I feel like it absolutely would be cleanest equipment. A lot of healthy scratches, a lot of time in the press box.
I don't mind that because we all know what hockey equipment smells like. I don't want to be that guy.
It is disgusting. And Neil has our final question. How did y'all feel after letting go of the playoff beards? For me, I miss them. I miss the beards.
I'd never grown a beard. And then when you have a beard, you do a lot of pondering.
Yeah, a lot of deep thinking.
Yeah, so now without a beard, I think less.
My mind's blank.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah. Hey, this has been the Jay and Dan Mailbag, and we appreciate your questions. Continue to send those questions to @JayandDan on the Twitter machine. From awesome free kicks to tennis whiffs to great plays by Kike Hernandez, the Jennies, they're coming up next on Jay and Dan on TSN, home of Maurice the Happy Waffle.
Producer Tim goes away, and we finally get our summer Jenny's graphic. Yeah, I think I'm going to take up fishing this summer.
That was really good. Shout out to Nico, who does our graphics. And he crushes a plate of fries in maybe 5 seconds if you put it in front of him.
Big fry guy.
He'll destroy that plate of fries.
Back to it.
Kike Hernandez. Noyers. That was real nice. Jennies. It's summer Jennies.
Jorge Cota, already knocked down, seems fit to continue fighting. Bad choice. Ramel Charlo finishes him with a bubble. Yeah.
The Gold Cup, and the Canadians had their way with Cuba. Lucas Cavallini, he had a hat trick.
ATP Queens Club final. Felicio Lopez with the lob just out of the reach of Gilles Simon. I always find that the people that make the tonic is called Fever Tree. Now that a strange company name.
Domingo Santana to right for your Seattle Mariners. What a catch! Anthony Santander.
He was able to hold on to it.
Do you want to consume something that has the word fever in it?
Depends on where you are and what your company is. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe
Okay.
that's bad advice.
Stay in school.
Stay in school.
Oh, school's almost out.
It's almost out, but maybe don't. It's the worst player
Again, bases loaded.
And Tommy Mastella up the middle. Lucas Rengifo barreling around third. Looking to score. Takes a tumble. And yeah, you're out.
Highlight of the night. This is a harmless pop out.
Newman away from his shifted
It actually turns
position
into a
makes the
sack
catch.
fly.
That's the
Fernando
second
Tatis
down.
Jr.
And
So he
Tatis
faked,
tries
went
to
home.
press
They
the
originally called him out. He says, no.
He thinks he was safe. He wants a challenge. He's
No.
telling everybody to put the earmuffs
Have a
on.
look at that. Which again, so when they call for a review, you do this. But it should be, because you're looking at the play, you aren't listening.
Yeah, I know, but maybe because they do put on the headphones.
It's a
Like, give me the cans. Hey, give me the cans. I'm not sure that play was called correctly.
You blew it. We pointed out our errors during the Braves pack. You said Mike Soroka was pitching when he was actually hitting when he got hurt.
Oh, did I say that?
And you blew it in the Dodgers pack. You called Matt Beatty.
I did. Did I really do that? Oh, and I asked Hound Dog about that before the pack. Because I knew it was supposed to be like Warren Beatty. Darn it. Well, looks like I didn't start off my week very well. But there's always tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait to. Are we going to hear from producer Tim some more?
And on the show tonight, Jim Van Horn is going to be here. So much fun. See you then.